Cowboys rookie defensive back Shavon Revel just made his NFL debut this week versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, obviously, he's not a guy that played an extreme amount of snaps. They're still trying to kind of ease him into the system a little bit. And I thought personally that he had a really good game. Only played 19 snaps, but what I wanted to do was kind of go through the snaps. I want to see how he looked, the good, the bad, the great, maybe the ugly. We're going to look at it all, okay? And this is a play right here where he's kind of in press. It looks like man coverage here with Trey Tucker, the best wide receiver on this team at the moment. And he's getting that matchup, jams him off, brings him inside, does a really good job, not allowing him any separation at all. However, they get Raheem Mostert out on a quick little swing. Now, we have to understand that I don't know the exact assignment. He could be in press man coverage or he could be in a soft cloud flat to the outside. I'm just not too sure. Maybe he got manned up or matched up with him. I have no idea. Either way, they dump it down, and he does a good job pursuing and getting him out of bounds after a 3 to 4 yard gain. I don't mind this play at all. If he's in press man coverage, I think he does a really good job. I just question whether or not the linebacker and or the safety is manned up versus Raheem Mostert. I don't know who or what. Not too sure. But if he was manned up, I think this is a good play. You guys can let me know what you think. Sometimes they have a zone on one side and man-to-man on the number one receiver. Sometimes that is the case. I'm not too sure of this play, but I don't mind it at all. They only pick up 3 to 4 yards. But we're going to break down a ton of film. Before we dive in, make sure you guys hit the like button. Let's see if we can get over 500 likes on this video. You guys have been killing the Cowboy videos. So if you want more, let me know in the comments, and let's dive in. Easy play for him right here. I think they're in quarters where this guy drops back, he drops back, he, and then you got your flat, you got your kind of mid-read hook curl, your flats over here. Now, luckily for the defense, they're in a perfect play call because all these routes are getting to the outsides, and pretty much they cover it perfectly. Shavon Revel's to the top side of our screen. He's covering in a quarter and essentially does a really good job here. The goal of this play is to get him to overcommit to this route as they boom this up the right sideline. So if he was to lock in on this route right here, this would be wide open. Now, ultimately, they're looking at it from the other perspective. They're looking at this side, basically the same routes on both sides of the floor or field. And ultimately, does a really good job not overcommitting, staying in front, and keeping it at bay, right? On the other side, same thing. They do a pretty good job here. Nothing's open, man. Nothing's open. Again, good play by Revel here, top side. Watch it one more time. Again, doesn't overcommit. Passes him off to his safety. Stays in front of Michael Mayer. Defensive line, though, is what I was impressed with this game. All right, so here's another play. He gets a one-on-one matchup with a tight end in Michael Mayer. Okay, now, obviously, we're in press man coverage. We do have a safety over the top here, but we have to be very, wary of what they want to do here. They're just trying to get this little fade route down the side, take a 50-50 shot because, one, it's a DB, and two, it's a rookie versus a bigger tight end, right, who does a really good job kind of boxing out and creating big opportunities down the field versus mismatches. So right here, you're going to see Geno Smith kind of look down that safety off the snap. He's going to keep him in line, looks right at him, right? And then as he keeps him in line instead of rotating to the sideline, that's when he knows this is a yes-no read. Now, a lot of hand contact, a lot of hand fighting going back and forth with each other. This is why it's not a flag, at least in my opinion. They end up throwing this thing up there. He does a good job looking back for the football and not continuing to engage because that will draw the foul. That will draw the penalty. Looks back for the football, kind of disengages a little bit, and then tries to make a play, but covers it perfectly. Let me actually go to the end zone camera and see if we can get a little bit of a better look at this thing. So again, ball goes up. Looks for the football, covers it really well. That looks like he skied it over him anyway. A good rep there. In coverage, I think that's a great rep. Didn't give him any separation at all. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that all day. When you get matched up like versus a tight end like that, they're probably going to target you because you're a rookie. Good job by the rook. Now, there were some bad things that happened, and right here, once again, gets put in this press man situation versus Trey Tucker. I don't know why they had him in press man to the top side almost every single time, it felt like. But they did. They wanted to really throw him into the fire and see how he could do in certain situations, probably because the Cowboys were up so well. They just kind of want to put the film on the tape and see how good he is versus smaller, quicker, faster, bigger, stronger weapons like a Michael Mayer, like a Trey Tucker? How can you combat these type of receivers in press man? And right here, he does get beat a little bit. You see, not beat a little bit, but he does hold, right? Holds there a little bit on the back jersey, does it a little bit too much, and they actually call him for the flag. Now, I believe what really gets him called is right here. The back of the jersey, hand on the back of the jersey. Don't want to do that. That is not going to get you too far. And I feel like he actually does a decent job staying hip to hip. But again, that could be because he's holding. But these are the plays that you don't want to do too often. And really quickly, guys, make sure you guys are subscribed. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And we will be covering the Dallas Cowboys all year long. Offense, defense, individual player breakdowns. Whatever you guys want to see, we got you guys covered. So turn on your post notifications. That way you're notified every time we post one of these Cowboys videos. Like I said before, hit the like button, dude. It helps out so much. And I appreciate you guys. You guys have been killing it. But again, yes, I would not hold there. It creates a... Oh, if he would have picked that too. If DaRon Bland would have intercepted this thing, that would have been demoralizing. Because it would have been a holding call. I mean, it was a holding call. Monday Night Football is officially here. We got Packers, we got Eagles. Should be a really good game. At least in my opinion, it's got that potential. Now, I'm having so much fun in the Sleeper app. I can possibly over 1,000x my money every single day on this app. And it has been so much fun so far. And I kind of wanted to share you some of my picks before we do so. Now, you guys can see them. But if you use my promo code DUBS, you see it right here, you are going to get a 100% match deposit up to $100, which means if you put in $100, they're going to give you $100. If you put in 50, they'll give you 50, right? It is a steal, I would do it just for that. Now, take a look at my picks. I'm going Saquon Barkley, more than 50 rushing yards. A.J. Brown, more than 40 receiving yards. Jalen Hurts, at least 1 touchdown. Jordan Love, more than 200 passing yards. And Romeo Doubs, more than 40 receiving yards. It's all lower than you may think, and I think it's safe. 30 to win 63. Not too crazy, not too wild. Let me know what you guys are doing for tonight. Are you going big? Are you staying safe? Let me know, and let's get back to the video. Here's a play where I love the speed because he's in off coverage versus Tyler Lockett, who's essentially going to be running this shallow cross over the middle of the field. He closes the gap really quickly and does a really good job. Again, speed is one thing that I really liked about Revel, catch-up speed, right? And look at this right here. Again, it's going to be quick, over the middle, shallow cross, gets there so quickly, and basically just eliminates the route. Because of how quickly he's able to establish that ground and keep up with them. Again, got to be careful with the hands. Don't want to hold too much. Grabs his hips a little bit there, but let's go pretty quickly. Not a bad play. Again, love the close gap speed. Now, essentially, if he would have went under the linebacker. Tyler Lockett's a quick dude, man. I know he's getting up there in age, but not a bad play. I like that one. Also, when he's in zone coverage, like, for example, this play right here, I love how he's always keeping his eyes on the quarterback and just doing a really good job reading, reacting to what the quarterback is doing. So right here, look how his eyes are on the quarterback, right? Instead of watching the wide receiver run this go ball, yes, he is still covering him, but he's still playing the quarterback. Where are you looking? Looks like right now he's starting off scanning to the left side of the field. And Gino throws the ball. Again, very active, knows what's going on here. Good play by, I believe, Kalen Carson, that front left pylon. But essentially, in zone, your job is to read the eyes of the quarterback, right? And I know there's nothing crazy to see on this play. Obviously, he's just looking at the quarterback. But ultimately, it wasn't really targeted too much. I believe he was targeted once in this game. So we're not going to be able to see any game-changing type of plays. And you guys got to realize that. But I like the overall play. I thought he had a good game. Another quick play here where they're trying to run like this little in route or a dig over the middle. He's in outside leverage, off coverage versus Tyler Lockett here. And boom, again, the break speed, the comeback speed, really good. Geno Smith tries to get this ball out early to Brock Bowers. Great defense by DaRon Bland for the most part. It felt like they were forcing the ball to Brock Bowers a little bit in this game, which is, I mean, he's your best target. You're probably going to have to. But he definitely had this little route over here work to perfection with Michael Mayer. Probably could have been really good. I like how Revel plays this thing, though. Good comeback speed. Pretty quick, man. Here we go, top side. And this will probably be the last one we cover. They're going to run like this little stop and go, double move, and then turn it into a deep comeback. He does a really good job not biting on the stop. And because they have one eye safety, right, this is usually what we call a yes-no read down the field. But he does a really good job. I don't even know if Gino looks at him, because obviously he's got the strong side to the left. All these weapons. So let's see. Actually looks at the safety. Doesn't really look at Tyler Lockett, but again, that's pretty much respect here for Shavon Revel. So again, boom. Acts like they're going to double move. Great job. Hip to hip the entire way down the field. Comeback route is a little bit open if they had some anticipation there. But again, because Brock Bowers is on this side of the field, they're pretty much going to go over there no matter what. At least that's what it felt like. So again, wasn't targeted often. I believe he was targeted once in this game. With no receptions allowed. So I think it's fair to say he had a good game. He was good when it came to tackling. Had that one tackle that we saw early in the game. Thought he was good in coverage for the most part, but it's just the beginning. Very, very early in his career. We'll see how he continues to develop. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more Cowboy updates, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Should be soon. Peace.